there's a rumor, in fact, let me not even call it a rumor. There's some pure speculation circulating online that Amir Khan could finally face Kell Brook on the Ruiz AJ undercard in Saudi Arabia, December 7th. This is the speculation that's circulating. Now, I'd be absolutely amazed if that turned out to be true, if there was any legs to this rumor, and even more amazed if the fight actually took place, irrespective of whether it's on the AJ Ruiz undercard or what location it's in. Now, we know Amir Khan has fought in Saudi Arabia before, and he's expressed a desire to fight there again, but I just can't see it being Kell Brook. Khan has shown no willingness to fight Kell Brook his whole career. He has led Kell Brook on a few times, led Eddie Hearn on at least once, led the fans on multiple times, believing that he was going to go ahead and fight Kell Brook, only to switch direction at the last second and go somewhere else entirely. So Khan looks as though he never wants to fight Kell Brook. I'm not saying he's scared of Brook, because he's fought better people than Brook. Okay, he's fought Canelo, for God's sake. But there's some kind of deep personal beef between the two of them. And the bulk of the resentment seems to be from Khan towards Brook. You know, he seems to really despise Kell Brook to the point where he wants to mess him around. I mean, recently, Amir Khan came out and said that Kell Brook is slurring his words. He should retire. So, you know, I can't see Khan fighting him. But you never know. I mean, if the Saudis put up enough money to have Khan and Brook on the undercard, I guess it's possible. And the one thing I can say about this particular show in Saudi is that there's no expense spared. Okay, you're talking about the government of Saudi Arabia are putting on this show, essentially. Yes, they've hired Eddie Hearn to do all the promotional work and what have you, but they're the ones bankrolling it. And as we know, Saudi is an oil-rich country and they've got a lot of money. And of course, there's no income tax in Saudi Arabia. It's a kingdom, it's not a democracy, so they can spend money as frivolously as they like with no accountability at all. Okay, so if they decided that Khan versus Brook was something they really wanted on their show, it wouldn't shock me to see them pay some insane amount of money for it. I mean, they obviously have a lot of people from Pakistan in Saudi Arabia and in the surrounding countries, so it would certainly do good viewing figures locally if Khan was to fight Brook. But I don't know, I just don't think, unless it was just crazy money, like Joshua level money, I don't think Khan would entertain the fight. That's just the way it looks to me. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And maybe, you know, Khan's career has been a strange one, and he's a strange person. So maybe the Brook fight, if it ever happens, and I don't think it will, but let's hypothetically say it did, maybe it would happen at the moment when you least expect, which could be in Saudi Arabia on the Joshua undercard. That would be a big double header. You know, a lot of people would obviously see it as a missed opportunity because it's a big British fight, you know, Khan versus Brook. Although these days, most people would probably argue it's not that big anymore. It's still, you know, a fight a lot of people would watch. But is it even box office in the UK now? Realistically, Khan versus Brook? Probably not. So maybe put it on the undercard, you know, of AJ Ruiz in Saudi Arabia, Ruiz versus AJ, whichever way around you want to say it. You know, maybe that's the way to get it done. So we'll see. If it did happen, it would harken back to the 90s when you used to see big double headers with big name fighters on the same card at the same time on a regular basis. And obviously Don King is an unscrupulous individual to say the least, but King put on some amazing cards, people. I'll give a man credit where it's due. And when it came to Don King, it wasn't like a lot of the cards today, like Canelo cards or, you know, many other top level fighters where you have the main event, which is, you know, a fight involving the cash cow versus somebody else, whether they're good or not. And then on the undercard, you have usually a bunch of nondescript fights. You might have a couple of big names, but they're usually in a little run out or something. Yeah, you'll very rarely have a card where you've got a cash cow top of the bill and the undercard is stacked with also big names in world title. That's not as common these days as it used to be back in the days. But I can assure you, Don King, he put on some amazing cards. I mean, the card that Don King put on November 96, November the 9th, 96, when Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield for the first time, that was an amazing card. I can assure you, that was stacked top to bottom with great fights. I remember that like it was yesterday. So this would kind of be harkening back to that, possibly if they had Kell Brook on the undercard. I know some people are going to say, what a lot of nonsense, man. Kell Brook is not a good fight, or not particularly good. Both guys are past their best, etc. Okay, fair enough. But they're both past their best. That doesn't mean it's not a good fight anymore. You know, there's no world title on the line, but both guys are vulnerable. Both guys have seen better days. So we should see some good action in the ring, right? If the two guys clash now. But I'm sure most of you will say, you know what? You need to stop talking about Khan versus Brook because it's never going to happen. And you'd probably be right. So anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you care, it's happening. I'm out.